Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. You are tuned in to Transitions, the father-daughter dynamic duo show. I think I called it a web series. The dynamic father-daughter show where we talk about our journeys through life. Right?
Yes.
And what brought us here today.
And how we got here today.
Yeah.
So we're kind of rolling it back.
We're rolling it back, and then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of the present in there as well. So you are listening to Transitions on life learning, life lessons, and legacy. All right. So what's up? Let's get this party started. How you feeling, Pops?
I'm feeling really good. A little chilly here in South Florida.
It is.
But it's even more chilly up north.
You're right. That's a good way to think about it. I have been trying to say, don't say it's cold. Don't say, why is it cold? Right? I was saying it to myself. And then your granddaughter said it to me. And I said, well, we are pretty spoiled because it is December.
Yes.
And December is winter.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we're here. It's a little chilly. It's a nice change for us. I checked the weather. It's supposed to be back sunny on Sunday.
Okay, well, that's good. I like the change. Now with this COVID, we can't travel. Usually we go to New York, see a place or something, go to the Pocono's house or do something,
Yeah,
but
I know.
We haven't been to any of that.
Yeah, and things are shut down, so I was trying to be a rebel and travel anyway.
Yes, you was.
And then I get there and it's like nothing to do here.
That's right. Somebody got to let you know. I was trying to tell you, but you're not millennial. You just flying. Yeah. I'm like, hey, you have your insurance paid up, right?
Every time you ask me that, but you still gonna miss me.
Of course I'm gonna miss you.
And I'm gonna haunt you.
Oh man.
I want to be clear. You don't have to worry about Hyacinth. Is that you? No, it's me.
Yeah, really?
I'm knocking everything. Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'm protected. I'm not worrying about you hunting
absolutely.
me.
I'm gonna move your shoes, everything. All right. So I see I'm gonna do it. We got some people tuned in. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you are live with us on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button. Share. We got a lot of great feedback from last week's show.
Yes, and that was just the first one. We got a lot. Where that came from, man, we got a lot to tell the people.
Yeah, it was received well. So for all of you all who gave that feedback, we appreciate it because we never really know. Right? We get up here and we like, is this working? Is it not working? So we appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the comments, the calls, the shares, and everything like that. So last week, if you haven't tuned into last week's show, Transitions, be sure you catch the playback, right? So you can catch it on Facebook. You can also catch it. I uploaded on my podcast channel, The American Cream. So you can catch it there as well. And go ahead and catch that playback. We talked about just a lot. I think we covered a lot in a short period of time. You took us on the journey from you remembering the first time that you were a human.
Right.
The first time you knew you were a person, and then how you transitioned from Chicago to Cincinnati and then ultimately to South Florida.
Right.
Now, one of the things that we touched on as you were telling your story, and it really stuck out to me, was just how, as a male, when you're going through things, and I like to say growing through things, how that affects you and what we can do as women and as your supporters and things like that. And we started that conversation a little bit, but we didn't really get into it.
Okay.
So I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into that.
Okay.
So I believe the question was something like, when a man is going through stuff, right? And so we were talking about this because your father, you were saying he was working, he wasn't making a lot of money.
Right.
And so he was coming home and he was beating my grandmother.
Right.
Right. And so she was trying her best to be supportive.
Right.
And it just went downhill.
She left in the middle of the night.
She's like, I got to get out of here.
Which had a profound effect on me.
That you got to get up and go.
Anytime I'm in a place that doesn't feel good, you can walk out of there butt naked if you have to.
And that's only after trying.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, you always try.
Yeah, because I don't want some people to take that literal. We know that there are lessons and experiences, right? So we don't want you to think that we're saying, oh, as soon as there's any discomfort, then we disconnect.
No.
And so we don't do that. But in your heart and soul, if you're trying and if you tried and if you're working with someone or in an environment where they're receptive to change.
Right. Well, you have to get this feeling, when you're in a situation where if something is hurting you, your situation, you're hurting you, and then you confront the person or the situation who's hurting you, you say, listen, this doesn't make me feel good. I am hurting.
Okay.
That's the first thing that you're supposed to do.
And you let the other person know.
You got to let the other person know, listen, this is hurting me. It's not making me feel good. I feel bad.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know how you feel. And you don't want them to have an excuse and say, I didn't know. Okay. So you go, listen, this is hurting me. It's not working for me. And I don't like it. Now, once you confront that person, they're either going to let you know one or two things.
Okay.
They care. They're going to do something about it because their love for you means that they don't want to hurt you, or they still, and if they don't do anything about it, then they're going to let you know how they feel. They don't really care about you. And as soon as you start feeling like, oh my God, I've told this person, they don't see me, they don't recognize me, I'm nothing to them, basically.
Okay.
So I got to save myself.
Then it's time to go. So let's unpack that. So the first thing is you have to let people know how you feel.
You have to.
And that's huge. That's huge. I know it's easy for you, right?
Yes.
So I know, we have these conversations, and you all out there listening, if you're tuned into Transitions, you're actually getting the opportunity to witness some of the father-daughter conversations that we have behind the scenes. So it seems easy, and you kind of looked at me like, what do you mean? No, but listen, there are 8 billion people on the planet.
Yes.
So although it's easy for you, it's not easy for others. Just stepping up and saying, listen, I'm going to use my words and express how I feel is important. And it's an important step, because here's the thing. A lot of us have been taught not to ask any questions. A lot of us have been taught to keep our mouths closed. So when we say in a relationship or a connection of any kind, we have to feel comfortable enough to say, let me say how I feel. That is huge.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah, but oftentimes, like even with my marriage now, your mom, we've been together, married 36, we've been married 33 years. We've been together 33 years. But even times now, people say, oh my God, how does that work? Listen, there are times, because she has her moods and I have my moods, especially now she's going through menopause. So y'all know what's happening with anybody, menopause.
You love to say that.
I'm an expert in menopause. I work around all women. I mean, I was raised with all women, so I know about that mood change, and I try to tell brothers about, listen, there's a mood change in females,
What's your 2-week?
I was telling them, Antonio, I told all the fellas around me, because fellas don't really talk about this. Women really, if you were a female, you really only have 2 weeks of sanctity.
Out of a month.
2
weeks out of a month.
2 months.
So if you're dating somebody, if it's your sister, daughter, cousin, whoever it is, any female you're around, you only have her for 2 weeks out of the month.
Well, what I mean by that, in terms
break
of
it down
on the same mindset.
Okay, same. But the other 2 weeks, what's going on?
Okay. During the menstrual cycle, that week before the menstrual cycle, if you really start paying attention to your lady, you're going to start seeing some changes. And then during the menstrual cycle, oh my God. But what happens is we don't talk about this.
Right.
Women ain't talking about it, because a lot of women is very private.
Right.
But every woman I ever dated, I knew her menstrual cycle.
Right.
You follow me? Because I had to know, oh my God. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I shouldn't say that. I had to learn this.
Right.
Especially working with all women.
Right.
Okay. But listen, let me say this again, because I don't want y'all to miss this. Guys, first of all, I want to be honest with y'all. Women, strong women who stand on 2 feet and worth their salt, women are naturally 10 times more stronger than men. I want to say it again. Hey, man, Annie, shoot your gun. Harriet Tubman. Let me tell you something, man. Give me liberty, give me death. 1 or 2 things. I want to say this again. I'm going on camera. Women are naturally much more, I would say, courageous than men. Maybe that's not the right word, but women are like 10 times ahead of men. In order just to be equal with a woman in terms of her thought, you got to have your game on. You really got to have your game on. And you got to understand a female. You can love them, and you can think you putting it down, knocking it down. They're going to be like, okay, all right, you did that. Now we over that.
What's next?
What's next?
What's up?
And you still talking about love. No. Love, no. A woman be like, okay, I've done that, did that. Now, what's next? Where the money? Where the stability? And see, a lot of men don't know that. We don't talk about that. And men don't talk about that amongst themselves.
That's true. It's true. You spitting nothing but the truth.
And then so a woman be you like, man, I got her, so and so. Now, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. If a man is knocking a woman off, in other words, he got her mind, and that's all she just care about. He knows that she's not that bright.
Okay.
And if a man knows that a woman not that bright,
okay,
it's very hard for him to respect her, and vice versa.
Okay, I agree. I'd have to agree with that. Right. All your statements. So let's go back to the 2 week thing. First of all, for those of you,
I went too fast.
No, but this is good. This is good stuff. Those of you who are out there listening, if you didn't get that 2 week thing, make sure you catch the replay. Like rewind that.
Yes,
because it's golden.
Before the menstrual cycle,
right? The week before.
Man, let me tell you something. Before the menstrual cycle, Before the menstrual cycle,
Okay.
that free week when you got, everything is going good, man. Y'all just, hey, y'all in the same sync, man. Y'all doing the same line dance. You know what I mean? Y'all doing it, man. Y'all in the same line dance. You go left, she go. Y'all doing
Right.
the wobble wobble at the same time,
Right.
right? Now all of a sudden, next week come, and now her menstrual's getting ready to come on, and you let she way over there. You like what? What the? Now you start arguing, and then she tells you, I have a right. This is me. You don't run me. This is what I feel. And you start saying, what the hell just happened? But that's before. But then you can't figure it out. You may get mad, right? Then doing that. Then when the next week come and it's on. Ooh, a lot of people break up during that time. I want y'all to do the research. You gotta research what's going on. And then after that second week, she back. You over there line dancing by yourself. She back right next to you. You like, what the hell happened? And you figure out you don't understand women. No, you don't understand life with women.
Cycles.
The cycles. You don't understand. Everything is with rhythms, man. I'm telling you, you got to understand that, and you'll be able to get along with them. Now, we touched on, and you said that communication is everything.
Communication.
It's 100%. Even now with my marriage now, and I have a great marriage because I understand. You know, I understand, you know, a female, what she's going through. Now,
and females understand you as well.
Right.
Right. Like, we ain't gonna let you get off the hook with
you
that.
my daughter. Okay, so you've been working with me 18 years and been on this planet for 39 years.
39 years.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying about that in terms of, I may come home and my wife is like, you know, may treat me like I don't have a job. Sometimes I have to tell her, Natalie, you know I work. Right. You know I have a job. You know you're a housewife. You know I work. You know what I mean? Because she literally, Robert, they were taking it, you know. And I said, Natalie, listen, let me tell you something. That doesn't make me feel good. And she said, huh? I said, no, that does not make me feel good. You know, you make me feel like so and so and so and so. And she'll sit back and she'll say, oh, I didn't know you felt like that. That's communication. That is golden. Rather than me just saying, okay, I don't like her, or she's making me upset, or thinking that she's different. No, you let your partner know, listen, this is hurting me. I don't like that. You know, and you have to have that communication. Communication is key, man.
And so here's the thing, it takes two to tango, right? So when one is communicating, the other person has to be receptive and open to receiving that communication without being defensive.
Right.
Without saying, when you say, you know what, that don't make me feel good. Yes, it do.
No.
Like, but I'm telling you that it doesn't make me feel good.
Right.
And so that's huge, even down to the 2-week thing. I remember when I first started working here. Right. Because I guess we were closer at that time as I was going through my cycles and I first started working here, and you explained the 2-week thing to me. At first I was like, man, what are you talking about? Because, you know, as women, we're like, you know, you don't let a man tell you, oh, you must be on your cycle. Right. But it got to the point that I was like, I realized you were right.
Sometime Hyacinth will be doing stuff, and I was saying, "Oh, it's that time of the month, huh?"
He does. I walk in this office, jumping off the walls, or just not even jumping off the walls, just having I think it's a regular conversation.
Yes.
But I guess depending on the responses
yes.
and how I'm engaging with you,
yes.
he'll just look up from his desk because he half listen. He's a Virgo. You know, y'all Virgos half listen, right? So he'll be writing, pretend like he's listening. He'll look up and he'll say, it must be that time of the month for you. And I think I'm having a regular conversation.
Yes.
So I just wanted to share that so that those out there listening don't get defensive. Don't log off. Oh, Mr. Henderson is on here saying, listen, just be receptive.
Yeah, it's survival. It's a good thing. It's a natural thing, man. And then and a lot of women don't even like it when you get past like 45 to 50 in that menopause state. That's another, oh my God. Do you know how many people have broke up because of menstrual cycles? The guy wasn't in tune.
Right.
See, the woman was good. It just her mood changes, you know? You know how many people who have broken up with each other because of menopause? A lot of guys, I know guys come in here and they're like, you know, 55 years old and their wife is, you know, 53. And they just saying, I said, how long you been together? We're like 20 years, man, but she's crazy now. I said, no, she's not crazy. It's just something natural that you don't understand with her hormonal changes, but she's still a nice person you've been with for 20 years. What do you want to do? Go get somebody else and start and read her book over 20 years? At least you know what you got.
Right.
And then what you have to do is communicate and you tolerate it. With me, man, I talk to myself more than I ever talk to myself with my marriage. I used to I go down the hall saying, "Oh my God, what did she just say?" Oh Lord Jesus, and I just keep stepping.
You keep it moving.
Yes.
You keep it moving. I think that's maturity. And so it's so interesting when I hear you share this information and all your wisdom, because as we shared last week, your father didn't have a very active role in your life.
Not at all.
So people generally take one of two roads as they have life experiences.
Yes.
They either go down the path of, this is what I know, this is what I saw, so I'm going to do exactly what I saw.
Right.
Or I saw that, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that. And for you, who you did not have your father in your life, he would lie to you and, do all these other things.
Drunk, right.
You showed up as a father all 39 years of my life.
Because for me, the way I look at things, I think you should never become what you hate. In other words, if you don't like something, you don't match that. If the way you was raised, or the way someone talked to you, or the way someone treats you, you don't treat them back like that. If it's so bad and you feel bad, why would you match it? Why would you give them the same thing in return? I know it may be hard, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. How can you complain? So if my father was a drunk, he was not there for me. The minute I had children, I got 5. I got 3 girls and 2 boys. I'm there I always tell them, I got the light on for you. There is nothing. Whatever you do, I'm there with you. You know what I mean? Because I know that you're human, you're spirit, and you're trying to evolve. I'm there with you. So you always, it's not such a holding a grudge. I didn't have to hold a grudge with my father, because I looked at my father and the lessons that I was learning was for me.
Okay. So it was for you. That's key.
Yes.
It wasn't for anybody. It wasn't about what he did.
No, it wasn't for my other 2 sisters.
Okay.
It was for me.
For you.
Now, my other 2 sisters, they obviously, they didn't look at my father, or they didn't take the path, or they did things their own way. Me, I said, I'm never going to be drunk. I never was drunk in my life. And then I said, I definitely wasn't going to do any drugs. Being black in America and a male at that. And if there's other people in the society that don't look like you, say that you're nothing, and you're less of a human, and you're dumb, and you're all this, how can someone actually say it about me, and then I'm going to do the things to make them
that they
right?
said, I'm going to prove them right.
I'm going to prove them right.
Right.
So I went totally against that. I said, okay, I'm going to be a black man. I'm going to take care of my children. They say, we don't read, we dumb. Okay, I'm going to read 1,000 books.
Okay.
I'm not going to be on drugs. I'm not, and I fought against that. Now, is it easy? No. The resistance, you have to stay on point. And that's how I carry my life now. I don't want to be a statistics. It's amazed me that so many black men knew how they talk about black men, and you go ahead and be what you don't like.
So so you said something when you said it's not easy, but you don't want to be a statistic, right? So talk to me about that process. I'm really trying to understand the male mind.
Well,
and I think all the listeners out here want to as well.
Well, first of all, I can't talk about a black woman, but I know for a black man, it's being real tough, because you have a lot of things against you. And most men, we don't have that camaraderie where we actually sit there and really talk.
Okay.
We may be in the fraternities and be in the different Masonic club, all these different groups. But do we really take our face off and really talk? Because a lot of men have a lot of ego and pride,
Okay.
My crew, my guys here in the office here, we take our face off, we talk.
Okay.
We'll say, man, I feel like this. Man, I don't know why I feel like this,
But did you have that coming up? Where guys would, because you think barbershop talk and things like that.
No, all that's superficial.
Okay.
No, because I since I didn't have that, I read a lot of books, in terms of other people's life and how they struggle. So I knew that I wasn't alone.
Okay.
And then I developed this really, really intimate relationship with myself.
So wait a minute. We're not going to speed past this.
Okay.
That's golden. Okay. It's golden. It's golden, because I know that there are other men or males who are out there listening who are saying, I didn't have a father figure. And we know, Mr. Henderson, you just pulled the curtain down. You let everybody know that when we're in the barbershop, we're not really having real talk. It's superficial stuff. It's not stuff of substance, right?
Right.
And so it's like, what do you do? Because I'm a black man in America. I want to do better. It's a lot of noise and a lot of chatter out here. So what do I do? And you said, well, you started reading.
Yes.
And I think people miss reading, because I've oftentimes hear people saying, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to read anymore. Or I'm so glad I don't have to study anymore. Things like that, right? When they get out of school, or if they complete a program, and it's like, no, learning is a lifelong journey. So you did something where you said, I don't have this. I recognize that I don't have people around me to talk. I wasn't raised this way. So now let me go out and seek information so that I can connect to other people who may have shared similar experiences, and then show me that if it was possible for them, it's possible for me.
That's exactly how I feel.
Okay.
It's a lot of us out here that, but they like to have all these programs saying that, a guy needs a man in his life. Now, listen, if you grow up with a father and you have a father figure in your life, that's golden. That's good. But that's not an excuse. Okay. That's not an excuse for you to have to say you didn't make it or you can't do something because you didn't have a father. Because the Creator who created us all put something inside of us, which we need to have a relationship with ourselves. Put something inside of us that you are not alone. Plus, you can read and see other people who didn't grow up with a father, how they have prospered.
Okay.
The conditions is just the conditions, but it's still not you. You are more than this body. You are more than this conditions. You are more than this environment. You have to first have a relationship with yourself and say, listen, do I love myself enough not to follow the crowd? I mean, think about it. I mean, when I was coming through middle school, my friends all was doing drugs. And we were all good friends. And I just said, no, I'm not going to do that. Even little girlfriends, they were getting high and doing drugs. And they're like, hey, hit this. I'm like, nah, I don't want to hit that. Now, why did I feel like that? Because I knew that I need to have all my cylinders working. Okay. I need to have all my marbles working. Right. I had to have this relationship with myself. I don't have a relationship with anybody better than myself. What I mean by that, inside of me, I am the judge, the jury. I'm like, Robert, now you need to be reading more. Robert, you need to do. So always, first of all, how you really know and you stay on point is in life for a guy, well, I would say for anybody, a man, a female too, always do what's hard. I want to say it again. That's the key. The things that are hard to accomplish, that's difficult. Anytime you can make yourself do all the things that you know that you ought to be doing when you don't feel like doing it, that's something. Okay. Being able to make yourself do all the things that you know you ought to be doing when you just don't feel like doing it. I want to say it again.
Yes.
Because all of us deal with this thing called feelings.
Right.
And man, those 5 feelings, boy, can take you out.
Yes.
A dude sitting in jail right now because he felt a certain way.
Yeah.
The man looked at him and he felt a certain way.
He felt disrespected.
He felt disrespected. He's in jail right now.
Yeah.
Now, they give him 40 years.
Right.
Do you think that feeling is
still feel disrespected?
No.
Nah.
A feeling comes and goes. Yeah. And most people will actually make a permanent move based on a temporary situation. And that's all a feeling is. A feeling. And that's something.
Yeah. That's golden. It's a temporary, it will pass.
Yes.
It will pass. So I like to say energy, right? Okay. Energy for me is like when that energy shifts, you can feel that energy bubbling up.
Yes.
And you're getting angry or you're sad or whatever the feeling is, know that you are in control of that energy.
Yeah, because you could be driving in a car and somebody can cut you off. And all of a sudden, that feeling, you want to get to them. All you got to do is say, no, this is an emotion. This is a feeling. It's going to pass. Don't run behind the guy and want to shoot the person or whatever and have a car fight. All you got to do is let that fool go. In 10 seconds, you're not going to even know he on the planet.
All you got to do, but it takes work. You got to start doing that self-work before you get in the car and that fool cuts you off.
Yeah, because it's just temporary feelings.
Yeah,
and think about you. If we all be honest with ourselves, our feelings have really got us messed up.
Absolutely. Because of how we feel. We feel somebody don't like us. We feel somebody did X, Y, and Z. We feel. And we feel most of the times that our feelings are final when they're not.
And it's temporary.
No feelings are final.
You remember the guy you were so crazy about in high school?
Me?
I'm just saying. Or, anybody. You remember the guy or the girl you were so crazy about in high school? Now it's 30 years later. You see them, you're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like my people from high school, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at one time you felt like that. I mean, come on, you felt, you was crazy about cartoons.
Yeah. This is true.
That's a temporary feeling. So you got to master yourself and know exactly what's going on, how the world works. So that's what I like to say.
Good. So now let's go back because I really want to get into this dynamic about men and women. I'm so intrigued when I hear you speak about men and women, and especially because you kind of figured this out on your own, right?
Yes.
So now you talk about your marriage for the past 33 years, right? You've been married 33 years?
Yes.
33 years. But it wasn't always that way.
No.
You were married before your current wife.
Yes.
Right. So you were married to my mom.
Right.
And
I think I got married when I was 19 or 20 to my first wife.
To my mom.
Yeah.
So
Icy's mom.
You were married, and that situation was a little bit different. Do you feel like that situation trained you? Because here's something that I repeat to myself, and I often, because like you, I talk to myself, right? And so when we're going through different things, we can have the mindset of, why am I being tested? Oh my God, why am I being tested? Why they trying me? Why they tripping? And I had to shift that to say, you're not being tested. They ain't trying you. They're not tripping. You're being trained.
Right.
So do you feel like your first marriage to my mother trained you for your second marriage?
Oh, wholeheartedly. Matter of fact, I even told her that. Okay. Listen, let me tell you something. My first marriage, I mean, my mom still teases me now about that. I mean, I was actually goo gaga. I mean, Hyacinth's mother. I mean, we dated for like 3 or 4 years. Anyway, we got married, and I would drink her bath water. I mean, I'm talking about I would drink her bath water after she done ran around and whatever. That's how I was just totally.
You were wide open, as young folks say.
Oh my
God.
Wide open. Okay. I mean, I was like I would buy her stuff that I couldn't even pronounce. Spinning diamond rings. I bought her. I didn't even know what a Raymond Wow watch was.
Oh my goodness.
But she had high taste, high quality, and she's still like that today.
She's certainly still like that.
Oh my God.
I wonder if I get my taste from her. That my expensive taste. Is it her or you?
Well, I hope it's not her, because back in 1980, I mean, her dress, she had to go buy a dress cost $300.
So why you be shocked when
her perfume? I would make some money. She would go, oh my God, her perfume cost $200.
Okay.
She would look at like the Rob Royal report and just only the top stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, So I was like Orange Juice Joe. I had to just, I was totally shocked, crazy about my first wife, totally in love.
And how did that work out for you?
But let me tell you what happened.
Okay,
I wasn't raised, and as a young man, I was trying to figure it out. I didn't have a father to tell me this is how you do women.
Okay.
So my mother, who raised me, basically said, Robert, whenever you get a wife, you treat her good. You give her everything she asks for. Don't be like your daddy. Don't you ever touch her. Don't you hit her. Don't you do anything.
That subconscious programming.
Yes. My mother, because my mother had been abused by my father.
Right.
So my mother was just bent on saying, listen, when her son comes up and she going to coach me and tell me when I have a wife, give her everything. Treat her like a queen.
Okay.
Give her everything. So I remember that.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be better. So here come Joyce, okay? Here she comes. Okay, and when I got from high school, she was 2 years younger than me. I mean, she was so smart. She was the head of the chemistry class, intellectually smart. I mean, just could talk, had a gift for gab. I mean, really, she met me. Okay. Even though I was 2 years younger than her, she was ahead of me.
Okay.
Like I always say, she was really ahead of me. Even though she was 2 years younger, she was ahead of me.
So you felt like that was a challenge?
Oh my God, yes it was.
So you liked the challenge?
I liked it, but I knew I had to produce for this woman because she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think Hyacinth gorgeous. Oh my God, she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous.
So gorgeous, smart,
beautiful, could talk.
Okay.
Well read. She's the first girlfriend that I had was reading novels.
Wow.
All the other little girls wouldn't read no novels.
Okay.
She was reading thick novels. I'm like, read them like, oh my God, this is something. Oh my God, this is it.
So you wide open. You starstruck.
Oh man, I know who I am.
Right.
Now I met another chocolate dark skin. Oh, she was black. Oh my God. I said, oh my goodness.
This gonna work.
This gonna work.
It's gonna work.
All I got to do is give her everything.
Okay.
Okay.
And you Junebug came down from Opalaka.
And I gave her everything.
And you gave her everything.
Hey, BMW, everything. Now let me tell you something, fellas. And let me tell you something, women. Women always say like a nice guy. They do. But women don't like a nice guy just too nice. Let me say it again. If you give a woman everything she asks for and just fetching, like, here, Rover, go get this, she gonna get tired of your sorry stuff. Women like strong men. They like you to bark at them every now and then. Woof, woof.
Bark but don't bite.
Yeah, don't bite. Bark at them.
I didn't know you could bark like that.
I mean, you got to stick your chest out. Cause after remember I told you, women, if y'all on the same page, she gonna leave you. Cause I don't care how much money you making, she gonna think, look at that fool. Let me go ahead and wrap it around. You know what I mean?
Right.
Intellectually, she just know it.
Right. Okay.
So let me tell you something. She had me just going. Listen, I was working at CBS Channel 4. I was going to school for architecture and graphic artists. And then I said, listen, she was working at the bank, and she would come in telling me how many people coming in with all these big checks. So I'm like, oh my God. So now she had to have beans. I had to get for her. So then I said, let me get me a real estate, because I know I got to keep this woman. This gold and beauty thing, she liked things and stuff. I got to be rich, and I ain't got no time. I got to be rich fast.
Right. You got to hurry up and get rich.
Hurry up.
Little Post Jr. from Opalaka.
What? And I got to give her everything she wants, man. And I was at the Chase. I was like, oh my God, Your Highness, you know? And little Junebug, listen, let me see, I'm 180 pounds right now, man. I was like 120 pounds soaking wet.
Oh, goodness.
At age, I didn't start wearing glasses until 22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when she met me, I wasn't wearing glasses.
Okay.
But I started trying to read, and I started studying stocks and the CFP stuff, because I know I had to have something for this woman, man.
Okay.
How am I keep her?
Right.
I mean, she looked like a Coke bottle. The dudes and the Cadillacs and the Mercedes-Benz, the dope boys.
They was on her.
They were looking at her.
Right.
When they would see her and me and see my little frail self, they were like, come on.
Him, really?
Really?
What you doing? Girl, come on over here.
And I'm like, oh, Lord. So I knew that. So I
Okay.
said, okay, I got to get this money.
Okay. And you did.
Oh, I did.
And how did that work out? Was that the solution to keeping your woman happy?
No, because I didn't get it all then.
So you didn't have
She
enough.
didn't give me time. she was like, hurry up, Negro. Hurry up. I'm just in the making. She didn't give me time. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And when she didn't give me time, and I just couldn't keep up no more, you know? And then, she was trading up, man.
So what was that environment like, right? So for those of you who are out there listening, we're sharing our very personal stories, but there are messages in here, right? So you may be experiencing this. You may have experiences in your past, and you now say, I didn't know Mr. Henderson experienced that,
yeah,
right?
man.
So while you were trying to keep up, right? Because to me, what I hear is you were trying to prove your worthiness to someone else.
I could never. Yes, I was telling her to wait. And I said, we're going to have this. Matter of fact, I went and bought a duplex and everything, and I was trying to prove it, but she was
But
like,
it didn't work.
No.
So you can never prove your worthiness to other people.
No, you can't.
Either they see it or they don't.
Right. And she just didn't, she
didn't see it. No matter how many spinning rings you bought, $200 bottles of perfume.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
If I made $1,000 today, tomorrow it was gone.
It was gone. She spent it.
She spent it.
Okay. So lessons. So it's not just about money. Money's a big part, right? It's not all about money, but you got to know if you're matched equally.
But see, what I learned from that, Hyacinth, is that, and I told her, I had a lot of conversations. Like I said, I'm a communicator, and I knew I just could never, ever satisfy her at that time. So I kept trying and trying. But as I was trying to satisfy her, I was actually, coming up for myself.
Absolutely.
I was learning. I knew I had to be straight in order to keep this. Now, my mom put that in my head. And when you are always fetching, trying to get something for a woman knows that. And I gave her everything. And anytime you a yes person, you just a yes person to a woman, they get tired of your sorry yes answering self. It's like
It's
being a
facts.
maid.
It's facts.
And they want somebody to lead. Listen, it got to a point where I was like, hey, honey, what do you want to eat? Every time. Not what I wanted to eat. I wanted to make sure that she was fine. And women get tired of that, man. Women like, come on, can I have a real man with a real chest? You ain't got to hit the woman.
Right.
You ain't got to be mean to her. But sometimes women they want you to lead. They want you to pick the restaurant.
This is what we're going to eat tonight.
This is what we're going to eat
This is where
tonight.
we're going.
And I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because my mom had put into my head just be like Cinderella to her. Be Cinderella.
Right. But it's funny how that happens, because you say Granny put that in your head. Do you
Yes.
remember when I got married? For y'all who listen, I've been married one time, right? One and done. I'm not getting married no more, right? So I got married once. And do you remember you telling me to be a wife to my husband? Because allegedly I'm fiery, or I couldn't
Well, I
be
had been
fiery.
abused too now.
Right.
I had been abused.
Okay, so you were projecting
Yeah.
your abuse onto me.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Just be a wife,
Right.
be a wife to that man, be nice, and
Don't-
this and this and this.
Don't be asking, you need this, you want that, you
Right.
want that. Nah,
And that didn't work well for me. So, but it's so interesting how those lessons happen. So you took your life experience, Granny took her life experience and planted a seed into your subconscious mind, and
Right.
you tested the waters.
Right.
You did it. You got trained, and you was
Right.
like, okay, I got to go.
Right, I said I had to go.
I got to go. And so that's where we started today's show. When we say we'll get up and go, not just one thing happens, we're going to get up and go. But after you try, you communicate, you see, you look, and you're like, this not going to work. We're going to leave.
Oh yeah. Because my first wife, man, she used to leave me home with you and my two kids, and she would go out to ladies' night 3 times a week, man. And I was home babysitting. I was really Cinderella,
right.
fella.
Right. So you took
That was so nice. That was so nice.
Okay, we get it. You were so nice.
I was so nice.
So nice.
I was so nice. She nice right out of my life. She's like, he'll be home. Cook for yourself.
Right.
Go get it. He gonna take it because he loved me so much.
So you learned that.
Yes.
But then here it is. You took that experience, and when I was getting married, you projected that onto me. And that didn't work for my marriage either.
What?
So the complete opposite, I'm not finished.
Okay.
The complete opposite was just be a wife, be nice, this and this. Listen, me and my ex-husband have a great relationship, right? I tell y'all, if you listen to Cream Show, can't nobody talk about him but me. But I had to, hold up. I was like, wait a minute. Who to catch? Like, it had gotten to that point that I was just so much of the nice wife to him that he had felt like he was the king and I was a peasant. That's how I felt.
The principle of what I'm saying goes both ways, you know?
Absolutely.
The principle of what I'm saying goes where anytime you have somebody and they just feel like, that, see, a bully is a bully.
Okay.
Somebody who is, not what I mean by a bully.
The characteristics.
Yeah, the characteristic of a bully, even a mental bully. I mean, if you got a guy who's 6'5", and you got somebody who's 5 feet tall, the 6'5" guy looking at him and just feel like I could take this dude. Bullies always feel they can look at you and feel they have an advantage of you.
Okay.
Not until you get two people together, man and woman, or man and man, because I know it's the 20s, or it's women and women, whatever it is.
Right, it's 2020.
Right.
Whatever it's open season, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so but if you have two humans, you have to be like two gunslingers.
Okay.
That person, in other words, like my wife now, Natalie, she knows I'm a gunslinger.
Okay.
She knows I'm packing.
Okay.
She know I'm packing. She know I got weapons on me. She know I can pull, I can catch, I have worth.
And this is not real guns. This is where you use your imagination.
Metaphorically, right? Okay. I look at her, I know that her value, she could pull, she got worth.
Okay.
So even though I make the money, her worth and her value, I think is golden. So that respect.
Okay.
In other words, what I'm trying to say, if you have two fighters and they're walking into a saloon and both of them got their 6-shooters or whatever on, and both of them got a reputation that they bad mother.
You good then.
They ain't getting ready to fight each other.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
Because they like, we good. And each of them make each other feel strong.
But it's when you align or connect with partnerships and people that are not aligned or equally yoked, right?
Right.
Whereas you got one person who's like, okay, I'm in here, I got all the guns.
Right.
And you don't got nothing.
He's going to take advantage of you.
And she's going to take advantage of you.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah. Okay. So it goes beyond the, respect. Oh my God. It definitely is about respect. It's interesting that you say that. I guess I really am your kid, huh? People always ask me, do you want love or respect first? And I want respect before love.
Yes.
Because I think out of respect, if you respect me, there are certain things.
Love and like. Like is very underrated.
Absolutely.
I gotta like you. You can love somebody. You can love your cousin, love your sister, but you don't like them.
Yeah, I agree.
But that respect is
golden.
Oh my God, it's golden. And that's what has kept my marriage with my second wife this long. I mean, we really respect each other. She's not trying to aggravate my life.
And so that's what makes it, going back to when you say you can communicate and say, hey, this is how I feel.
Right.
She's able to receive it.
Right.
Now, if you know you're communicating with someone and they're shutting you down, they don't want to hear it, they don't want to talk, they're telling you that's not how you feel, then you already know that you may not be with someone who's also slinging, as you'd like to say as well.
Right.
Or who's equally yoked, is what I like to say.
Right. You got
to know if it's a match or not.
Right. Anytime somebody feels they're on top of you, whether it's income or intellect or whatever, and you're down there, there's no respect. You know, one thing my father said to me, he had never gave me anything. And when I got ready to divorce my first wife, and we were separated, and I went over to the house, and I had you, and I had your brother, and I took y'all shopping. I still was actually in love with her, you know?
And that's powerful too. So you were still in love with her, and you still said, I gotta go.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I had to save myself, because I know that she wasn't seeing me. She wasn't hearing me.
And if you just left it up to her.
Oh, come on, I'd have been Cinderella.
Forever.
Cinderella forever. And I was dying inside. And I wanted love, and I wanted respect. But I know she knew that she was if she knew that I could drink her bath water. She know whatever she asked for, I was going to get. Okay. So it was a disadvantage. So my feelings and hard, whatever, because she would tell me she going out 3 times a week, with the girls, single girls, and I'm home with the kids. So I know that she didn't see me, even though we would argue and talk about that. But I still loved her. But I had to say, I got to save me. So even when I separated from her, I didn't want to divorce her. I actually called myself separating to make her miss me.
Oh, you was one of them.
Yeah.
You were one of them.
Yeah. I was one of them.
Okay.
I separated. I said, okay, we're going to go for 3-4 months, and she going to miss me. She going to miss my Cinderella self.
Right.
And she going to want me to come back there and give the kids a bath.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh, no. She was like, oh, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, how you doing, Joyce? She said, I'm fine. I'm like, you are? I'm dying over here. I'm on my mama house. But so anyway, so I took you all were thinking like 2 and 4. So I took you all shopping, to get some clothes. Really trying to impress her too, and saying I'm a good father. And I remember going to a phone booth back then and calling and saying, hey, Joyce, I'm getting ready to bring them back. Are you going to be home? She said, yes, bring them back. And I actually we went back home. And when I got ready to go into the house, I seen this shiny new Saab. Okay. That's why I hate Saabs. They don't make them no more. But it was a nice shiny car, right? And I actually went in there, and when I went in there, and she had somebody visiting her.
A guy. Say it. A guy. Not a somebody. She had a man friend in your house.
Sitting on my couch.
On your couch.
And I knocked on the door, and she sat next to him. And this guy, like, he was 6'7", and I'm 5'9".
Okay.
So already he feel he could take me.
Right.
So when I came in and I had my kids there, I'm like, hey, hey, how you doing? That's a friend, whatever. And she introduced me to him, and I said, okay, I'm Robert Henderson. And he sat down and said, hey, Robert Henderson.
He sat on your couch?
Yeah, on my couch.
But you say Henderson like Henderson. Like, okay. This is my wife. I'm
going to
go. Right, get up.
Get up.
Be like, oh.
See you later.
Right, I got to go.
Right.
He didn't.
No.
So how did that make you feel?
That's the first time ever. I had heard the term weak in the knees, but I had never knew what that really meant.
Okay.
And I was right in front of him and her, and he was on his couch. He was so tall, his knees was taller than me while he was sitting down.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I told y'all to go in the back room, and I had y'all bags. And I said, can I talk to you? And she said, no, go home. And all of a sudden, I felt like the scarecrow. My knees got so weak I couldn't hardly stand up. Right there in front of him.
Did you buckle a little?
Oh man, I buckled and I came up and I buckled again. I'm like, what is going on with my body? I never felt that. How in the hell can my legs was buckling, man? I'm like, this is real. So then I got myself together and I said, come here, can I see you outside?
Training. Well, you went through some training.
What?
Training.
We went outside and I said, hold on, listen. Don't do this to me. I can't understand up. And that dude looking at me going, don't embarrass me.
You telling somebody else, don't embarrass you.
I still got my ring on.
Right.
It's only been 4 months. Right. Don't do this to me. Right. I got pride. You know what she said to me?
What?
Robert, go home to your mother. I said, what? I said, no. Robert, go home to your mother.
Wow.
And I scarecrowed. I walked down that hall, got in my old car, and cried all the way on I-95 till I got home to Opalaga. And do you know that night, I woke up, went in my room, and I went in my mother's room, my old bedroom, and you know how you put your face next to the wall where you get some cool air?
Wasn't no central AC back in them days.
No, we had no central air. And I cried myself to sleep. A grown man. So then I want to tell you what happened. The phone rung about 3 a.m. My mother was in there asleep. And my father would have a habit calling from Chicago drunk every time he would miss Johnny Mae, miss my mother. So he called and I answered the phone. And he said, listen, what you doing there, boy? Ain't you married? And I said, yeah. I said, what you mean what I'm doing here? I'm visiting my mom. He said, your wife over there? I said, no. He said, what happened? Tell me what happened. If your wife ain't over there and you over there spending the night with your mother, what happened?
Right.
Now, mind you, he's supposed to come to my wedding.
Right.
He didn't come to my wedding.
He didn't show up.
I never, there again. Never gave me no money, just drunk, call in once in a while from his regrets. So then what he does, he says, your wife not there, so what happened? He said, was it another man? I said, Dad. So I told him what happened. I went over there and called another man, and she told me to go home. He said, listen, son, listen to me very well. He said, I know you love her, but let me tell you something. Anytime a woman bring another man in your house, knowing you coming home, she don't respect you. And once the respect is gone, ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do. You can't buy her. You can do that. That golden nugget made up for all them lies he told me.
Right.
That golden nugget right there. And when he told me that, it was like truth just like came over me. And I recognized it. And I said, you're right. Because if I was 6'7" or 6'5", or if I was a ferocious dude that packed a gun, there's no way she would have tried me like that.
Right.
So she knew that I was a chump, you know? She knew that. So she can do that to me. And anytime you have somebody that can disrespect you like that, they're going to always disrespect. Just that one nugget, when he told me that, guess what? All the love and feeling just went out of me.
You free.
It was like someone says, Robert, why are you crying because you ain't 7 feet tall and blonde hair or something? Why you still crying? And once you face the fact and know who you are, if a person say they don't love you, in a sense, and you running behind them, at least you know. That's golden.
Yes.
What you crying for? You think they over there crying? You crying thinking about a person. You think they over there crying, they having a good time. You crying. So basically you doing it to yourself.
So that is what we mean,
yes,
my listeners, when we say we'll get up and go, right? So it wasn't just something happened. You have to grow through it. You have to be trained, right?
Yes.
So all the experiences that you had you not been trained, you would like, okay, I'm going to keep doing the same thing.
That's why I have a good relationship with your mom, my ex-wife now. And I told her, oh my God, thank you for the training.
Okay.
And she trained me for my next journey
Right.
with Natalie, who I'm with right now.
Okay.
She trained me. And now I don't do no cooking.
Right.
I don't do no washing.
So don't, Lord.
I totally reversed that.
Right.
Now I come home, I say, hey, this is what I want. Sometimes I just order stuff.
Right.
Or I tell her, listen, this is what I want, so and so. And she go, okay, all right. Okay, I feel that chest.
You're right. I done did my training.
That's right. I'm ready now.
Right.
All right, and then I tell my mother laugh and say, well, hey, I only could tell you what my experience was, Robert, and that's why I put on you. So, other people's experiences, you can always check them, but life is about learning, you know? But all of that what my first wife put me through in terms of, it really helped me to be the person I am today. So I don't have any regrets.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, you got to ask yourself, am I in training? Am I in training? And have I got the lesson? Is it time for me to go?
Yes.
Because a lot of times people will see Mr. Henderson and his wife out 33 years and they're like, oh my God, you get compliments all the time. You got the best wife. Your wife's so nice. This and this. Y'all didn't know he went through training.
Yes.
Joyce put him through training.
Yes.
She don't play.
She don't play.
At all.
Even this day,
Still,
she don't play.
She be trying to train me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, we ain't doing this. So it's very important because, like as Mr. Henderson said, when the respect is gone.
Right.
There is nothing you can do, nothing you can say. No, it doesn't matter how many gifts you buy, doesn't matter how many dishes you wash, how many feet you rub and things like that. You have to look at who you're with. And this not only applies to romantic situations, it applies to platonic situations. It applies to when you are in connections for business. All different types of situations. You have to know where you are and where you stand and what you're dealing with. And of course, try, right? You try, you put your efforts, you bring your best foot forward. And then it's just like, all right, now that I see this clear, I'm not going to try to convince you.
Right.
To like me, to love me. I'm not going to convince you to see my worth because I know that I am worthy.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if someone is treating you like they are advanced and you're on the bottom, and they know you like them and you want to do it, the worst thing that a man can do is run behind a woman who keeps telling him no. If the woman like, I'm done with you, the more a guy tries, it pisses her off even more. That
reminds me. And let me, you want to finish?
And it's vice versa.
Yeah.
A man, when he's spending with a woman, when a woman keep on trying, somehow it diminishes her more.
Yes, it does.
It really does. Because then you're like, oh my God. God, this is a weakling. I'm telling you, you have to be strong and stand on your 2 feet. Everybody likes people who are strong. Everybody likes a winner. If you say, okay, you quit me, you go, okay.
Because now that you keep running behind, we're over, and you keep trying to convince me not to leave you, you think I'm going to respect you now?
No, the respect is gone.
It's
now
gone.
You really look like a chump.
Right.
And vice versa.
Absolutely.
And we don't really have these conversations. This is what I'm saying in terms about school and even college and talking real. People don't really talk real from embarrassment. But see, I can tell you, because people are like, hey, Mr. Henderson, you're so smart, you had it golden and so on. So no. I had my trials and tribulations also. And we're going to talk further, Hyacinth, during the coming weeks. And why did I pick money? Why did I get into understanding money? Why do I want to learn about money? It's not that I love money. I know that money gives you options.
I say money is big. Money gives you power. It gives you access. It gives you options, gives you access. It gives you power to make decisions. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. 95% of your problems can be solved by writing a check.
Yes. And people use money wrong. See, the love of money. No, I don't love money. I don't.
You love your freedom.
I love my freedom.
Absolutely.
And if something happened in the plumbing or something happened with the roof, I can write a check.
Right.
And it's done.
Go on about your business.
That's right. But you have to put yourself in a position. And a lot of people use it wrong for material things and stuff. But that's nothing. That's not how you use your power.
And that's what we're about here at the Henderson Financial Group. Financial, not just financial, investing, but financial information and education, because we know that when you're educated, then you'll be empowered. And so when you're empowered and you got you some money, you could change your whole life.
Yes.
Like if you're using it correctly, not if you got you some money and you tricking it off every week at the mall. But if you got you some money, if you have some money and you understand what it does for you and your family and generations to come, then it's like, okay, I can get free. I can literally get free. I can free myself, because as we talk about relationships and going through training, there are people who are out here listening to us today, and they know that the respect is gone. They've been trying so bad to prove their worth to somebody who is never going to see their worth, but they can't leave because they can't afford to go.
Right.
They can't afford the bills.
That's a weakness.
It absolutely is. So when we talk about the work that we do here, you got to be empowered.
Yes.
You have to empower yourself to get you can get you some money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, think about it, because you was popo.
Oh, I was, man, I tell you, I ate everything I could eat.
Right.
I wasn't choosy about what I ate.
Right.
Or what I drank.
Now you got choices.
Oh, yeah, I got choices now. Now I say I don't eat this, I eat this.
Right. You ain't eating the pig's booty no more.
No, I'm not eating that. And I think about it, man, I used to eat the pig's feet. I used to go inside the store, and the pig feet would be in a jar, man.
Yeah. We used to get that at the ice cream truck down south.
Yeah.
You know I was eating pig's feet, huh?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, my cousins them down Richmond Heights, back where you met Joyce at, in that same house. See what you did to me?
I'm so glad I wasn't a crackhead. Aren't you glad I wasn't a crackhead?
I am ecstatic that you weren't a crackhead.
Yes. But the whole thing is basically it's choices, and you could do it too. So what I'm basically saying, and the reason why I told my story is because there's no excuses for you. Yeah. I don't care. You can't say your mama was a drunk or your daddy was a drunk. It's about me, myself, and I. You have to make the choices. You have to have a relationship with yourself. But you can't lie to yourself. You got to have a relationship with yourself and be able to make yourself do all the things that you know you ought to be doing,
when you don't feel like
when
doing
you
it.
don't feel like doing it. When you can do something when you don't feel like doing it, but you know it to get done, you're starting to master yourself. So the key is mastering oneself, loving oneself, because the first love is oneself. You got to love yourself first and want to do what's best. I'm not talking about ego or selfishness. I'm saying first, when you love yourself, which means you're taking care of your mind, body, and soul, your mate, that other person, they can see your light shining. They see you. They see you, not weakness. They see you every time you come home. You got to have liquor in the brown liquor. You gotta be high all the time. You know what I mean? That's a sign of weakness. You need to be able to say, hey, listen, this is me. I'm clean. This is who I am. Because you need all of your cylinders, everything, all of your photons, atoms, everything
got to be
working.
They got to be, especially if you're a black person in America.
What?
That you don't have no time to be high all the time, drunk all the time, watching news and the TV. They have to be working.
Yeah, it's got to be working, you know.
They have to. So we're about 53 minutes in today's show. I think this is a good episode. I think there were lots of information that was shared, and we shared via storytelling so that you can connect and let you know that you're not alone, but really take some time to figure out and say, you know, how does this apply? What is the message here?
Yes, it's always two things happening.
Yes.
You know,
what you see
and what you don't see.
Absolutely.
What you see and what you don't see. And what you don't see is really, really powerful. You know, I think this Saturday I'm going to talk with on my 8 o'clock show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about all of us in show business.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to talk about what is really all of us in show business, whether you work for the man, whether you're a farmer, you know, wherever you are in show business. You have a restaurant, you are in show business. You are the show and the business. Mm-hmm. The problem is most of us is focused on the show. Get
caught up in the show and that's it. And don't want to do the business part of it. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that.
So if you're out there listening and you need some help, you need some financial assistance, you're like, you know what? This conversation was for me.
Yeah.
It's time for me to get my money in order. It's time for me to get my life in order. It's time for me to get my priorities in order, because I realize that my past does not define me. I'm going to redefine my future. It's the perfect time to do it. We're closing out December 2020 and we're going into 2021. Give us a call, 305-825-1444. As you have probably guessed by now, we are non-traditional in our methods and in our ways, right?
Yes.
So we study, we read, we're very knowledgeable. But we're really going to take you through a process. You're not going to just come in here and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. All my friends are buying Apple. I want to buy Apple. We really want to get down to peel back those layers so that we can empower you and help you to move forward. So again, 305-825-1444. By day, we are the Henderson Financial Group, a full service financial planning and investment advisory firm. We didn't do our introductions today. I guess we will. So I'll start, and then, because we know that we have new listeners, right?
Okay, right.
Every day we're picking up new listeners. And for those of you who are live with us right now on Facebook, thank you so much for being here. Please hit that share button. Share. Don't worry about if they like your status. That's ego. They are looking. Trust me. People were calling me and I didn't even know that they had Facebook. And they were calling me about, oh, you did great and I like this and information. So share, because this is really life-changing, generational changing information. So for those of you who are new and you're like, who are these people on here? I am Hyacinth Henderson of the Henderson Financial Group. I've been here 18 years. I am a licensed stockbroker and investment advisor and an insurance and annuity broker as well. I also am a writer. Y'all may see me writing on Facebook, writing different posts and things like that. We have a couple books and projects coming out. And what is really near and dear to me is people realizing their power, people tapping into their mindset, people doing that healing work, people being inspired. So yes, I am the money lady, and I want you to get down to the nitty gritty and empower yourself. And then I'd like to say I happen to be his daughter, but he says nothing just happens to be that way.
Divine order.
It's in divine order. And you know what? Every time we talk and connect, I realize I'm like, I guess I am your daughter, huh?
What you mean you get? Well, I already checked your blood type. You're A positive.
I really am. You swabbed me. George was acting up. You been did that?
Yeah, I checked you out. You A positive.
You want to make sure you weren't going through all that for nothing.
You're my daughter, yeah.
All right, and so Mr. Henderson, tell the people about yourself.
I'm a certified financial planner. I'm 62 years old. Yeah. I've been doing this business for 37 years. My first 11 years in this business, I was the only black person in an all-Jewish firm, and the minimum account size was $2 million. So I learned a lot, man, from there before I opened up my own practice. So I've been in this business for 37 years. My first professional license was real estate in 1979. So I'm a real estate broker. We do a lot of real estate here,
We do.
A lot for real estate, for tax strategy.
Yes.
We help our clients. We buy it, So, and then I went and got an insurance license since 1983. We do insurance in terms of not homeowners insurance, but life, health, and annuities type insurance, And then I became a certified. And after that, then I passed the stockbroker's exam.
Okay.
That was like 34 years ago to become a stockbroker. And then it's been 34 years, I became a certified financial planner.
Wow.
Man, I tell you. And that was the hardest out of all the stuff. Being a certified financial planner is like being a Navy SEAL.
Sounds like you had to be out of your mind and do that. Like you had to shed some layers, have out of body experience.
Oh my goodness. I had to change who I was to become this
who
person.
I am. That's right.
Because you have to do a lot of the hard things.
Yeah.
And so I'm the president of the Henderson Financial Group. So we've been in business for a while.
About 30 years or so.
Yeah, and we full service, and we really love what we do. We really concentrate on dealing with you psychologically, the mind too, because people do things, and you're trying to figure out, why did I do that? And it's because something in your past, you know, the way you was brought up, you know, having a poverty conscience or having a spend conscience, or thinking this thing about time. It takes too long. Why it takes too long? When all of us have 24 hours in a day, and time is on your side.
That's right.
So we put that together, and we put a financial plan together for you, investment, retirement planning. If you're going to retirement, we'll walk it through to make sure that your retirement and what you need is sufficient for you to retire. So we love what we do, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do. And y'all can tell. You see, you feel this energy, right? It's now, we literally slid in here. Hey, as I was walking in at 11:56, he was walking in at 11:56 with me this morning. I was like, all right, I'm doing good.
No script, coming from the heart.
Yeah, coming from the heart. Yes, awesome. Right. Great job, Pops. All right, so we are not going to do the rundown of names today, but we see you. Thank you all so much for listening, for being here. We sincerely hope and wish that you connected to the stories, the information in some sort of way. And again, share. And if you want a one-on-one, if you want to talk to us individually, then give us a call, 305-825-1444. And so if you haven't realized by now, the Henderson Financial Group Facebook page has turned into like a baby network.
Yes.
Right? So we got shows on top of shows on top of shows. So this show kicks off the week of shows. We're on every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Set your reminders. Tonight at 7 p.m., Tavares and Antonio will be in for their show.
Guys,
and that's called, that they're talking to the men. That's the Rising Solution. And then on Saturday, we're going to start bright and early at 8 a.m. with Understanding Money. And then at 9 a.m., I usually come on Cream. However, we're switching this week again, okay?
Right.
So this week, Henderson will be on again at about 9 for Understanding Money Part 2 with James T. And 8 a.m. it's him and Linda Harris. At 9 it's him and James T. And then at 10:30 I will come on with my main man Tavares. You know you can't cough in 2020. Ain't no coughing. All right, I'll come on at 10:30 on Saturday for the American Cream, where we show you, teach you, lead you, guide you on ways to redefine the American dream with Cream. And then on Sundays you got Jasmine and Charles at 6 p.m. on Sundays. So make sure you are subscribed to the Henderson Financial Group Facebook page, network of information. We're taking all those excuses off the table. I didn't know this, and this. You know, now you know. You got lots of places, lots of information to get. All right. Until then, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.
All right. Peace.